construction wasn't fun enough, let's throw the Kalamazoo Marathon into the mix. So congratulations to everybody that got the secret handshake, that kind of figured out how to get here through all of that. We're few but mighty. Good morning, everybody. I am John Moody. I am joined here with Carolyn Keeble on the drums, Mr. Hal Hobson joining us on piano, and I would say the Swiss Army knife of the music department, Mr. Paul Marquis. I don't think anyone realizes how much work he has put into making all of our music, our sheet music, gone from handwritten notes and things where we've been like, is that really how we did it? I don't remember. When was the last time we played this? Oh, when Reverend Marty was here? So, and he has been tirelessly working to make sure that all of the music we have is beautiful, pretty, and more importantly, accurate. So, great thanks to you, sir. And so we are so happy that you are here today. Whether you are here or watching virtually, if you are able, please stand as we roll through our first couple congregational tunes.
Holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about lending a hand, about lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, about lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm here to remind you how much long to show me all the joy I'm worthy of. You're here to remind me how much I'm truly loved. We're here to remind the world we're all magnificent, to help us awake to all the wonder that we are. We long to show the world the joy we're worthy of. We're here to remind the world how much we're truly loved. We're here to remind the world how much we're truly loved.
Wow. When we sat down, there was more of us in the choir pew than there was in the sanctuary, so thanks for showing up. Good morning. I'm Joe Daly. I'm your platform person for today, and I welcome all of you and the folks watching on the Zoom. Thank you for everyone who made this service possible today. Script, hospitality, the bookstore upstairs, our audio and streaming team, the ushers, PowerPoint, our youth leaders, and of course, our wonderful music team. And a special thank you to some volunteers that helped clean up the outside area and the parking lot and stuff. Again, tiny but mighty. Now, if you haven't already, now is a good time to silence your phone. And we'd like to welcome any newcomers today with a small gift bag after service. The price for that, however, is that you fill out this card and hand it to an usher when you leave. So, but at any rate, thank you for joining us today. Announcements. Road construction. It's like Groundhog Day. This is going to last until October. Remember, when you leave here, it's go left out of the parking lot and then left onto Dutchess and follow the detour signs. Today's talk is the law of compensation with Reverend Judy, and we will be celebrating the volunteers that make our church possible after service. Cake and refreshments upstairs. Definitely refreshments. This week is the next installment of DEI Cinema, and the movie is White Savior, Racism in the American Church. It is about 60 minutes long, and there will be a discussion following. July 21st, get your baseball hats and other paraphernalia ready, because we're going to go take a group to the Growlers game playing the Battle Creek Battle Jacks. I haven't been, but this year it's my goal, because it's supposed to be fun. Update, it is fun. Hey. So today is the last day of the sale in the bookstore upstairs. All books and CDs are 50% off, and items are priced as marked, so please check it out after the service. And it's the first Sunday of the month, so it's time to sing happy birthday to those who are born this month. So if you'd please rise. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear folks. Happy birthday to you. Woo-hoo. So, If you could join us in the mission statement. As an all-inclusive community, we awaken to spirit, grow into our souls, and build a better world. Our vision? We celebrate a world of ever-awakening consciousness, abundance, peace, and love for all. Core values of love, authenticity, stewardship, oneness, and playfulness, and the land and labor acknowledgement. Our spiritual community acknowledges Black, Indigenous, and people of color whose lands and labor were forcibly taken. We pledge to promote understanding, equity, justice, and inclusivity, and to acknowledge the youth here and in the community, the youth blessing. As you go your way, know that you are loved, special, and important to us.
I send my love over the mountains, send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains, send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. Send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Good morning. We begin this time of prayer and reflection with a reading from the Daily Word. And the word for today is joy. Each new day is a treasure filled with life's gems found in even the most ordinary moments. Joy fills my heart when I pause to notice the wonder that surrounds me. I let my gaze linger as I watch the setting sun, or close my eyes as I savor the sweetness of some fresh fruit. Beneath the night sky, I breathe deeply and partake of the fresh, clean air. The beauty of the world pales in comparison to the beauty within me. I am so deeply and wondrously blessed to know my oneness with God and with all that is. There is no greater joy. I wake and praise each new day and feel newly alive. I go out into the world to share the joy of being a child of God in the abundant universe. I spread light and love to everyone I meet, trusting they will know the joy of God as I do. And from Psalms 92, verse 4, "For you, O God, have made me glad by your work. At the works of your hands, I sing for joy." So our affirmation for today is, I feel joyous as I celebrate life. I'll say that once more and then invite you to join me the third time. I feel joyous as I celebrate life. Together, I feel joyous as I celebrate life. And indeed, there is so much for us to celebrate. The spring season is now well upon us, and in just a few weeks' time, the transformation has been truly amazing. I'm very blessed to live in a space where there's a wooded area right behind our home, and our living room window looks out into the woods. And in just a few short weeks, the transformation from bare trees, brown leaves on the ground, and gray skies, to absolute, total burst of greenery has been amazing. You can no longer see the houses behind us. And everything has changed just that quickly. And so as we give thanks for these changes and these blessings, we also know that from time to time, changes can challenge us. And we also give thanks for the opportunity to simply be with that challenge, to simply be with what's coming up for us, to listen, to recognize and to embrace an opportunity to heal something from our past. An opportunity to shift our perspective. An opportunity to make peace with ourselves. And to engage in some self-care and quiet time and reflection time. And so the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, they are all part of the journey, as is the occasional detour. Many of us learned about that this morning. And somehow we managed to get where we were going. We're all here, and everything is as it should be. And so we need to lean into that and embrace that and know that even if it doesn't go exactly the way we planned, it's okay. It'll be fine. And more often than not, it's better than we could have ever imagined. And that's grace. It is through grace that so much more comes to us than we could have imagined. We get so much more back from the effort and energy that we put forward. And so we know that that is part of the truth of our nature, of God's desire, if you will, the divine's desire to express through all of creation, to express through us, and to blossom just as we see the world around us blossoming with new life and new growth and new energy and life. And so in that spirit of joy, let us take a few moments now to simply be in the presence of this new life, this joy, this abundance, these blessings. To be in a moment of gratitude. And to move forward with that gratitude to bring more joy to others, to bring more joy into the world, to bring more God into the world, and to bring more good into the world. And so in the spirit of joy and abundance and blessings and gratitude, let us take a few moments now in the silence. I invite you now to just return your attention and your focus to this room and to this time and this gathering. As we continue with our celebration this morning, our Sunday celebration, as we continue with joy, and as we turn the service over to Unity's joyful voices, I encourage you to be blessed, to feel joyful, and to enjoy this amazing week ahead. Amen.
As the choir is getting ready to sing our first song, I just want to tell you we're going to do something a little bit different this morning. This song is called Tapestry of Love. And as with the tapestry, the musical lines intertwine. And I don't want any of you to miss any of the words because they're very beautiful. So we're going to put them up on the screen, which we normally don't do. So just FYI, it's not a sing-along.
That was just lovely, just lovely. Wasn't that great? I really enjoyed hearing all your parts moving back and forth inside of it. It was just wonderful. And thank you. Thank you for sharing the words with us, because that made it was that much more of an experience. So good job. Good job. reminded from A Christmas Story, A plus, plus, plus. So, is it just me, or do some of the rest of you kind of just feel like, whoa, there's a lot going on right now in the world, you know, in life, here, locally, a lot of stuff happening, you know? So, I'm pretty energized by most of it. And I take naps for the rest of it, you know, so. So we have a lot going on here today, and let me jump right into it. We are taking some time at the beginning of my talk this morning to recognize the many, 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 many hands that we have in service here in our community. You may not know this, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but from an employee standpoint, we have the equivalent of 2 full-time people, which is not a lot to do all of the stuff that goes on around here. Clearly it's enough, but clearly we also rely on many, 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 many other folks to join us and support us, especially when it comes to this time together on Sunday mornings. So we're going to take some time to take a look at all of the different service teams that we have and all of the people who are serving on those teams. I'm not going to ask everybody to stand up because there would be so much up and downing. There would be a huge breeze, you know, through the building. But what I do want you to do is to take a moment to look at each slide, you know, and look at the names that are on each slide, you know, and send a blessing of thanks to all of those folks. And at the conclusion of the service, we have some refreshments, and we would love for everybody to join us upstairs. And you can say a personal thanks to all of those folks whose names you're going to see up here as we begin this process. So Bob, let's fire it up. All righty, so I think our first team up, yes, is the Board of Trustees. And so I think you all know that these folks serve in a very special capacity in terms of being responsible for putting together the budget and monitoring all kinds of activities here. They have the fiduciary responsibility of running the church, if you will. And we have always been blessed by some enormously talented and dedicated people serving on the board. And so for that, we are very especially grateful for those folks who are here with us this morning who have served in the past, and those who are here this morning who are currently on the board. And I think many of them are actually in the choir this morning too, so you'll probably see their names again. The next team up is the very, very important team that wouldn't be, that we'd not be seeing any of this were it not for the PowerPoint team. And they play a very important role in every Sunday service, especially when it comes to guiding us through the lyrics of the songs, you know, and keeping us informed about what's happening here by going through all of the announcements. And they are it's kind of this incredible 1-2 punch that we have between the PowerPoint team and the platform team, because the platform team works with the PowerPoint team to bring a lot of very important information to all of us. We also have somebody who handles our Zoom meetings for us on those Sundays when we are not in the sanctuary, but we are gathered upstairs in the fellowship hall for the Spiritual Cafe. And so that's a capability that we've added within the last year, something new, and we're certainly grateful to have the skills to do that. Our ushers are here every Sunday, and of course, they do the basic job of taking care of needs and special requests that you all may have, and also collecting the offering. But on any given Sunday, they're going to be pressed into all kinds of different service, and their flexibility and willingness to roll with the flow, go with the flow at the very last minute very often is very much appreciated. And so in addition to the folks' names that you see here on the usher slide, We have some other folks who are joining the team who will be coming on board in the second quarter, because we do our schedules. Typically for all of these teams, schedules are done on a quarterly basis. So David Dunham, Tina Jackson, Betsy Valentine, Val Lauer, and Karen Sanborn are all going to be coming on to the team. Karen's coming on in the fall of the year, I think, and the rest of the folks are coming in July. So there will be some newbies on the team to help out with the folks who have been doing this for many, many years. We have some folks who are very dedicated and who also support you in a very probable, a way that you don't think about very much. But they come in and they take care of all of the pew pockets. So every time, when you're here on a Sunday, if you think of it and it's like, oh, I want to do a prayer request for somebody, or gee, I really love that comment that I just heard, or the book that was just referred to, I want to write that down. The reason why you can do any of those things and reach into the pew pocket and find what you need is because of the folks who come in and take care of that for us on a weekly basis. And they also take care of all the plants as well to keep them thriving. So we have a hospitality team that many of you connect with if you go upstairs afterwards for a cup of coffee. And they not only take care of us on Sundays, but also at very special events. So if you were one of the folks who came to the David Roth concert and did lunch and the concert, then you were the recipient of their hospitality in terms of the lunch that was served and the time that we spent together in fellowship before the concert. We have a bookstore and script team that serves very faithfully every Sunday. Our building and grounds team meets on a regular basis to take care of little things and big things. Let me back up for just a hot second. I forgot to mention this. With regard to the usher team, Tom Coughlin is going to be stepping down as the leader of that team at the end of the second quarter. And we're going to be honoring him sometime in July. I dearly hope that there will be cake. And we'll count on the hospitality people for that. But we also have a member of the building and grounds team, Kent Brigham, who is finally going to take his foot off the gas pedal, ease up a little bit, and he's also retiring, as Tom is, and so we'll be honoring both of those individuals probably first or second Sunday in July. So look forward to that. And in the meantime, when you see them, thank them for all that they have done for us. We have counters. Thankfully, we have donations that are made every Sunday, and those donations need to be counted. And because of some of the rules and things that we have here as a nonprofit organization, we never ever do anything with money unless there's two people involved. That's just the way it is. That's fiduciary policy, that's good risk management. And so we have a team that handles the counting every Sunday. We also have a team called Unity and Community, and they do a whole bunch of different things. They plan fun things for us to do, but they also help keep us connected to the community at large with various fundraisers or donation drives for diapers, for warm clothes, the food donations that we have. All of those things kind of get funneled through that team, again, as well as the fun stuff like the Growlers game, which really is fun. And so you should come. It's just a lovely way to spend a Sunday afternoon or an evening at a baseball game. It's just a lot of fun. You heard the choir this morning, so we have anywhere from probably 12 to up to 20 people for any given performance, and it just depends on who's here, in town, out of town, company coming, all that other jazz like that. But they do a wonderful job, and we're very blessed that Janice was able to step in and take over after Brent made his decision to leave. So thankfully, the choir sings for us, and the song leaders lead us in the songs. And most of those folks are also in the choir. And last but certainly not least, we have a hearty band of youth ministry volunteers that are take over on those Sundays when we do have children who come, and they provide a structured setting for them if the kids are old enough to have a lesson. And of course, we provide the nursery care or child care every Sunday for the littler ones who are not maybe able to sit still or do a craft or participate in a lesson. So lots of people in doing lots and lots of things, wearing lots and lots of hats. And I didn't mention our DEI team. And in our way of thinking, this is an affinity group, a special group who was formed along an area of interest versus necessarily volunteering and doing things around the church, although they do volunteer and show movies and things like that. But this is a group that's really designed to put spirit and faith in action in a different kind of way. And so we certainly acknowledge the presence of the folks who are participating with them. Up to 24 people will show up for those meetings and some of the things, the events and activities that they sponsor. And we also have a prayer team, which meets here once a week on Tuesdays. And they have a very special focus as well. And again, a varying number of people who participate in that. But they are dedicated to the roots of the unity movement, which was prayer and the foundation of silent unity. And so the prayer requests that you can find in the pew pockets and can turn into an usher will be sorted out by the counters and moved over to the prayer group so the prayer group can pray over those prayer intentions that you submit. So there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of people who are involved in supporting those moving parts. And so at this moment, if your name was on at least one of those slides, and I know many of your names were on probably 4, 5, or 6 of those slides, but if your name was on one of those slides, would you please stand now so we can give you some recognition and appreciation? All righty. How about a round of applause? So thank you all. And see, it's okay to applaud yourselves too, you know. Sometimes you got to do that. So I have a message that I also wanted to share with you this morning about the law of compensation. And I guess as we have kind of come to understand the law of compensation, it's about balance and it's about reciprocity. And with regard to the idea of balance, you can kind of think about it this way. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And with regard to this idea of reciprocity, the idea is that we get what we give. In Paul's letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7, he writes that you reap whatever you sow. And I doubt that there is one person with us here today who is not familiar with the concept of karma, as it's described in Hindu teachings. My generation's contribution to this conversation is the saying, what goes around comes around, right? And there's another one in the Gospel according to the Beatles. Did you not know that there was a Gospel according? There's a bunch of them out there. These were not included in that group that met way back when. But in the Gospel according to the Beatles, Brother Paul tells us, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make, right? So, if any of you are out celebrating Cinco de Mayo later today, and find yourselves engaged in a little round of trivia, it might be helpful to you to know that that song that I just mentioned, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make, comes from a song that's called The End, and it's the last cut on the Abbey Road album, which is the very last album that the Beatles recorded together. So if that helps you win anything up the road, don't say you didn't hear it here, you know? In the world of religion, the law of compensation, as we have come to understand, it says that all mistakes and failures, all sins must be atoned for in some way. And if not in our time, then certainly on Judgment Day. There's a price to pay for making bad choices. And again, we pay for that, if not in this lifetime, then on Judgment Day. Now, I'm not saying that that's what I believe, and I'm not necessarily saying that's what Unity believes, but I am saying that that's typically the idea that if you were raised in a Christian environment, that's the way you came to understand that idea. However, Jesus challenged this thinking, as he did so many other thoughts that people had. He turned it upside down and he turned it inside out. And he taught us that sequence and consequence, cause and effect, are law for matter and mind only. They are not law for spirit. Spirit and divine energy works differently than that. He taught us that there's no law of retribution in God, only forgiveness and grace. He invited us to discover and embrace our divinity, and he said, know the truth, and the truth will make you free. That truth that he was describing is that the highest laws of spirit override and supersede the lower laws of the mental and the physical planes. And as Jesus was preaching and teaching the divinity of man, he wanted us to realize and to understand that we are one with the transcendent Spirit of God. And we have the power to overcome the burden of doing penance for our past mistakes and failures. Knowing this truth, that our spiritual unity with the divine removes the mountains of human suffering that are caused by limited thinking and opens the doors to an abundant life here and now. We don't have to work it all out. We don't have to get out from under. We don't have to make it all up. We do need to acknowledge it, okay? We do need to learn lessons. But we are not in a state of unworthiness. And I think that's an important idea for us to take away from this conversation. Because of our divine nature, we have the power to express as God and to show up in the world free from any sort of limitations. Remember always, God is seeking to express as us. Think of your divinity, think of our divinity as sort of a pent-up energy within us that is seeking a way to be released and to be fulfilled. And it has the power to show up as radiant health, youthful energy, abundant blessings, and again, freedom from any limitations of any kind. One of the things about karma is that you can hardly ever get out from underneath, you know? You're just doomed to repeat things lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So it takes a long time to work all that out. That's not where this concept of the divinity of man is going. That's not where it's leading us. And when we grab hold of that concept of our own divinity, we have the means to build a life that is impervious to change and challenge. We're not going to get beaten down. We're not going to be pressed down upon. When we think positive thoughts and we speak words of love and encouragement, and when we act with kindness and compassion, we prepare ourselves for an inevitable future of blessings. Unity's fifth principle states that it's not enough to know the truth. We must also live the truth as we know it. But please know that in living the truth and stepping out in faith, it doesn't require that we necessarily become advocates or activists. And it sometimes means that we may not have to make any outward changes at all. But more often than not, when people who are growing in spirit and increasingly living their lives from spiritual principles, they learn very quickly life gets better. Is there anybody who wouldn't want life to get better? So when we live from those principles and when we embrace that divinity, life gets better. Why? Because it's evidence of the power of God working in us to change our lives, to transform our thinking, to bring us into a new state of awareness and understanding. So as we live from principle and we start to experience less drama, we experience more joy. Life gets easier. We experience more ease and grace. We find ourselves abundantly blessed in ways that we could not even have imagined. And we find that we're able to show up in new ways. We're able to do some things that need to be done and to share some of the blessings and the peace of mind that we have found. So that's a sequence and a consequence I think we can all get behind. Living by principle, embracing our divinity, getting rid of the drama, finding more joy, and all of a sudden, new doors open to us. So when we are truly living the first four principles, then 90+% of the time, service is the next natural step for us to take. That's why you see so many people in service, right? Because they've been living these principles and practicing these principles. Less drama. Life is easier. They're feeling blessed and they're sharing that. They're giving in ways that they did not give before. And service is not subservience. And service is not chores to be handled. Service is the divine in us, touching the divine in someone else. So I would encourage you, as you follow your spiritual path as you grow in spirit, as you grow deeper in spirit. Let's never ever be satisfied with a library of the right books, an accumulation of notebooks and journals of the ideas that we've picked up on in our various readings and conversations. Because the sayings of Jesus are practical, and they must be put into practice in order for them to come alive. So don't just be satisfied that you're a good student of truth and you've learned a lot of affirmations. Live the truth as you have come to understand it. Do the thing, and you shall have the power. So I want to close with a quote from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10, and then I have a prayer for volunteers that I would like us all to kind of step into. From 1 Peter, God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. And if you will just simply maybe, just get quiet for a moment and maybe let my words be your words. Let's take some time now to officially close our service and appreciate all of our volunteers and all of the people who are in service with us. Gracious God, we take time today to celebrate those who have answered the call to serve the community within these walls and the greater community beyond. We recognize and honor the diversity in tenure among our volunteers, giving thanks for those who have served for weeks or months, for those who have served for years, and most especially for those who have served faithfully for decades. We recognize and honor the diversity in gifts and the types of service, giving thanks for all of those who have cared for and helped to manage our physical facilities, those who support our weekly celebrations and other events, and those who have cared for the lives of our members and the people in our community. We especially honor and bless those who wear more than one hat and serve in multiple ways. And again, we are especially grateful to our Board of Trustees. Let's never take them for granted, and let us always ensure that their needs are met, that their needs are acknowledged and served. Let us support them as they have supported us. Let us be steadfast in our appreciation for them and our love for them as they have been steadfast and faithful to their calling. On this day when we honor and celebrate our volunteers, grant each and every one of us a sense of belonging, an awareness of God's presence, and awareness of God's love for everyone who claims this space as their spiritual home. And let us also be aware of and embrace an enlarged vision for welcoming and supporting everyone who is here today and those who are coming in the days and weeks ahead. Help us to live this every day with an unwavering commitment to making Unity of Kalamazoo a place of possibility where all may flourish, and a place known near and far as a vibrant and welcoming community. Thank you all for all you do, and God bless everyone. Amen.
Hello there. I am Barbara Gulati, a member of your board, and if you would please join me in the board affirmation. I hold the world in a vision of harmony and peace. And now, as the ushers come forward, please take out your tithes and love offerings and join me in the offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
As the ushers come forward, we are a tithing church. And our tithes this month are the YMCA Domestic Assault Program, GLRC, Great Lakes Unity Regional Conference, Unity Worldwide Ministries, and because we are a tithing church, Unity of Kalamazoo. So let us pray. And you'll notice that a lot of the sentences in this prayer start with the word we. and that's because we are a spiritual community. Loving Spirit, we are grateful for the many blessings and gifts that we experience in our daily lives. We are thankful for the offerings received today and throughout the week. We are grateful for spring and the start of May. We continue our prayers for this troubled world and our nation, and we pray for peace each and every day. We hold hope in our hearts for our next generation of leaders, that they may create inroads to bring us back together as a nation, and we continue to hold those facing challenges right here in our community, close to our hearts and in our prayers. Amen. If you could please stand for the prayer for protection. Oh, forgot to put the envelopes in. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now we'll sing the peace song. And if you are comfortable, hold hands with your neighbor, or you can just place your hand over your heart.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Right at the top of the lyrics.
Remind